Welcome to the third part of the CAD 2 subject where you will learn creating your camera. The topic learning outcomes are number one, to understand framing through various camera compositions. Number two, to gain proficiency in creating a standard camera. And number three, to adjust camera settings. Here we have prepared a refined model of the student. So we're just going to use this for this lesson. So framing is the first step in creating your professional looking render. In creating your camera, make sure that you have a mental image of the composition that you're going to create. You can Google search camera compositions for references. So here we have examples like the golden ratio, the diagonals, triangles, and then the balance. So you also have here different compositions, the rule of thirds, and then the symmetry. So for this purpose, we're going to use the rule of thirds. So we go back to our 3D model and create our camera. So to create your camera, go to your command panel, select your create button, and go down and select the camera icon. So we have two options, the standard and then the Arnold. So we're just going to use the standard camera and then select on the physical camera. So to create your camera now, you go to your top view and then you select the angle that you want to view your perspective. So for example, if you're going to view it here, you just drag your camera and then you press escape so that you don't create another camera. Now, the default elevation of your camera when creating that is at zero elevation. So if you're going to view your camera, say for example, we're going to view that in the fourth viewport, you just go to the perspective word here, and then you select camera and then physical camera. So this is what I'm talking about, the zero elevation. So if you view that on your front or left viewport, that's why we're only seeing a white or a gray object here. So you must move your camera upwards so that you'll be able to see your 3D model. So to do that, you select on your camera and then you go to your move icon and move your camera upwards. So we're going to simulate the eye level. So we're moving the camera now. And then after that, you also move the target. So you just right click and select camera target. Now moving back to the camera, you select on the camera, you're going to be able to modify the settings via the modify icon on your command panel. Now here, we're just going to modify the lens with regards to the focal length and then the exposure, especially when we're going to adjust that based on the lighting and then the white balance and also the perspective control. So since we're going to create the framing of our perspective based on the rule of thirds, so we're going to follow the focal points. So we have here the vertical and then the horizontal as our focal points. So you go back to your 3D model and then adjust your camera accordingly. So let's say we're going to have this as our focal point for the vertical. You divide the view into three vertical lines. So now we have here the corner as our focal point. And then also you divide your view into three horizontally. So you go to your target, the camera target. You can actually select this independently, or you can go to your camera and then right click, select camera target, and then we adjust the height. So now we have our camera view following the rule of thirds. So we're just going to move this backwards, and then we will adjust the perspective control, the vertical shift, because right now our vertical lines are not straight. It's creating a distortion. So we're going to select this box, the auto vertical tilt correction. Now it's straight vertical lines. So that's how you create your camera. So next lesson, we will now move into the lighting.